Hi guys, this is Henry Pym coming to you with an overdue review. And this time, I got a real treat for you guys. Instead of reviewing one statue, this is sort of a diorama, sorta, or more of companion pieces, you could say. And I'm going to do a dual review. These, of course, are the Wendigo and the original Wolverine. Both pieces were made by Randy Bowen himself. I believe that the Wolverine is a 2008 statue, and the Wendigo is from 2010. But yeah, why these specific two characters? Well, if you look in the back there, and no, your eyes are not deceiving you. That's not English. It says it says Junior Press Presents, which is of course which translates well. The X-Men, and there you see. I think that's Vindicator, Nightcrawler. Wow, what was her name? Okay. Snow Owl? No, one of the Alpha Flight, the female member. And there you got Wolverine in his brown costume, and there's Wendigo. One of the first comics I ever owned as a kid, and I've always been intrigued by Wendigo as a creature or as a curse, because it's not actually one creature, it's actually a curse. A curse that was I believe that's Native American in origin. There are multiple Wendigos. Some were actually killed, but others get infected. The Hulk was even infected at a certain point, and it should have been a very interesting storyline. Haven't read it, just read the Wikipedia article about it. This, however, is from an Incredible Hulk issue, you could say, because the first appearance of the Wolverine was in Incredible Hulk, and he was quite different in appearance, as you can see, and I'll make a close up so you can see better. But the Hulk himself fought Wendigo, and the Wolverine kind of assisted him in it. The goal was basically to hunt down the Hulk, but they came across the Wendigo instead. I think that's how the story goes. I'm not sure. I haven't read that many Hulk comics, but that will change. I have bought a lot of Hulk comics, which I will read in due time. But going to the Wolverine statue, what you see first is that this is a different kind of Wolverine that we're most accustomed to. Major differences being, of course, the cowl. I mean, it's quite different from what we're used to. Otherwise, the suit itself, is reasonably unchanged from the yellow and blue costume he donned later on. But I like the classic look. It's a very nostalgic kind of feel. I like the face on this guy. You can see the teeth and the blue eyes. Really, really nice sculpt by Randy Bowen himself. The red iconic belt. The shoes, I believe the shoes or his boots have been changed. But, this has remained the same. And I believe that the shoulder pads were removed, or maybe even, made larger. That could also be a possibility, but I'm not sure about that. And unfortunately, have the other costume there. The base itself is, it might seem generic, but it's done for a specific reason, I believe. Because it's, of course, reminiscent of the terrain that he fought Wendigo on. But not only that, the Wendigo has similar elements in his base. So that's why you could definitely say that these are companion pieces. From this line, from this Wolverine design, there were actually a couple made. There's the modern yellow-blue costume. There's this one, of course. There's the brown and the brown costume. And there's the brown costume without the cowl, without the mask. And I didn't like any of those, to be quite honest. But this one, just stood out. I'm going to keep this as a companion piece, these two, so I'm going to combine these on a, I don't know, on a base or whatever. I'm not going to put these on a shelf. I'm going to put these in my detail. No, my detail won't hold them. I'm going to put them on top of my detail. How about that? So yeah, that's Wolverine. Awesome, awesome statue, of course. And then moving over to this giant of a beast. And let me just move back a little so you can see how tall Wendigo actually is. This is no short, hero. And if you look at the left hand, the Wolverine statue itself is not very short. It's himself. He's about, I think, about 15 inches, maybe shorter, 14, 15 inches. So if you look at Wendigo, you'll have a reference because he is gigantic. Look at that. Now look at the hair. I mean, the hair has this 80s soft rock kind of feel. I mean, look at it, man. Wow. And I love the level of detail that's put into this base. And of course, it's Randy Bowen, so what can you expect? But I love everything about this piece. I mean, look at the toes and the toenails here, and the skulls, of former victims of the Wendigo rage. And look at the fur, the details on the fur. It's like every hair on his body's been sculpted individually, which is insane. And the best part about this beast, apart from his claws, is the face. Very deep eyes, very angry eyes. No pupils there, because of course the Wendigo curse is taken over. The teeth are amazing. And you can see his right hand there. The details in the palm of his hand, just amazing. Let's just see if I can turn this sucker around without breaking it. Oh god, this is a heavy piece. I estimate this is about 20 to 25 pounds at least. About 12 to 15 kilos. Now look at the tail. I mean, this looks like a cat's tail, the way it's curled up and stuff. But man, just amazing piece. Again, the same level of attention to the back. And there you can see the master's initials. Very, very awesome. You can see the skulls embedded in the base. And there's a tree. Oh, and there's a tree stump. Let me just see if I can turn this around and give you a side view from the other side. Very, very epic piece. So, if I were to rate these as, and I'm going to do that as companion pieces, or let's say a diorama. If you're a fan, because I can imagine that not very many people, a lot of people are a fan of the Wendigo or Wolverine in this kind of look. But if you're a fan of the original comic, the Incredible Hulk comic, or the Wendigo, or the original Wolverine or whatever, I recommend this and these as a pair. Sure, you can buy them separately if you're into that, but as a pair they work very, very well. And I have seen pictures of people posing these with the Hulk, and any kind of Hulk would probably do. But I choose the SmackDown Hulk because that would go excellent with this. But yeah, paint job wise, I mean, it's perfect. I wouldn't change the thing about the paint. It's absolutely done how it's done in the comic book. It's translated to a statue here to resin. Awesome. So paint wise, definite 8 for both. Sculpture wise, I cannot imagine the thing I would change, because the pose on Wolverine is necessary, for this particular scene. Wendigo is posed in a perfect way. The bases are what they need to be, and I would give the sculpt an 8 as well. And because it's the master himself, Randy Bowen, I gave it an 8. I'll give it an 8.5. So yeah, overall an 8, a solid 8. And I hope you like, my review. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much.